Hi guys, welcome to Ask Elijah. I have already started with a few courses on Python for beginners. For those who would want to have Python in detail, there are a few other videos. But now, I would like to create a 2 to 3 hour video on Python for developers, which means it would completely cover entire Python as a revision for those developers who have done other languages but have not explored Python and wish to explore them, or for those who have already done Python before and just want to have a small revision. I would not leave any major concepts of Python. I would cover them all, but it will be at a faster pace. Hope you stay tuned. Do like, share and subscribe for more videos. We plan to go on to Python for data analysis, data science, machine learning, as well as IoT and other things as we proceed ahead. Yep. So now, there are two ways, just for the installation of Python, there are two ways that you can install Python. Number one, you can go to python.org and then go to the downloads and download the installer, which helps you for installing Python either for Windows or for Linux or for Macs, right? But just one thing you should remember: if you want to use the command prompt in such a way that when you have the command prompt, when you click on the command prompt, you would want to write Python and say enter, Python should run on the command prompt, then you should, when the installer executes, you must check a particular option called as add Python 3.7 to path. Remember that. And also, if you do not wish to go for this particular Python installation, why? Because from python.org, all that you get to install is Python. You won't get more packages or third-party packages that are useful for data analysis or machine learning or something like that. Like say for example NumPy, Pandas. These are few third-party packages which you might want to install as and when it comes. So then you will have to use something called as a Python package installer called as PIP. Then you will say pip install NumPy, pip install Pandas, and so on. So you would want to use the Python package installer PIP as and when you want to install them one after the other if you use the normal Python installation. But you could also use something called as the Anaconda distribution by going to the anaconda.com. So you can just go to anaconda.com and then over there you can just go to the download over there, and again you can download for your Windows, Mac or Linux. But this time when you install the particular installer, this Anaconda distribution contains Python plus multiple packages which are useful for developers for any such applications. Also it includes a very good IDE called as the Jupyter Notebook, which can be used for multiple learning, and for multiple, for creating notebooks and for learning Python in detail, which we are going to use throughout this particular video. Hope you stay tuned, right? So once the installation is over, just remember, whatever you do, add that particular Python or Anaconda to path. Otherwise you will not be able to use on the command prompt. Once you finish the installation, it's fairly simple using the installer. Just open your CMD or your terminal, and then all you have to do is say Python and then enter. The installation that I have is Python 3.5.4. You may have the Python 3.7, that is the latest. Okay, if that is and you might have seen these three arrows which are there, which means you are in the Python environment. You want to exit that environment and go back outside, you need to write exit or a control D, right? With that we are done. This is how we have installed Python. Hope you have installed it. Once you are done, let's go on to opening the Jupyter Notebook. Now how do I do that? Either you can write Jupyter Notebook if you have Anaconda to path. You can directly write here Jupyter-notebook if you have Anaconda in the path, and then it will open up Jupyter-notebook and say enter. It will open up the Jupyter Notebook. Another way for opening is you can open something called as the Anaconda Navigator, the application which gets installed when you install the Anaconda distribution. When you install the Anaconda Navigator, you get something like this. This is what you open. Okay, when you open the Anaconda Navigator, And once you open that, all you have to do is you have something called as Jupyter Notebook. You have another IDE called as Spider, VS Code. You can use any one of them for your use case. So there are good IDEs like Spider and VS Code which have good debugging facilities and version control and stuff like that. Also, you have some other things like which are not provided by Anaconda distribution like Sublime Text or Atom. You can use any IDE of your choice. There is another one called as PyCharm, which is also quite cool. But for now, for our learning purpose, we are going to use the Jupyter Notebook. And then as we go ahead, I will show you how to use the regular IDEs for your particular execution, for creating a particular project. And for that, I might stick with something like an Atom or a Sublime Text, which is quite already familiar for other developers already, right? Coming on to Jupyter Notebook, let me launch that. All I have to do is say launch, and when I launch it, it opens up in my browser. Cool. Once it's over here, all you have to do is I need to go to the particular folder that I want. Let's say I go to desktop, and in that I have a particular folder called as Python videos. I would suggest you create your own folder, and then once you're done with Python videos, you say a new Python 3 notebook. You can give a name here. So I'm going to give a name called as Ask Elijah Introduction to Python, right? And we start up with that. So I just rename that. Now can you see there is a cell out here? Now you can have multiple cells out here and you can add them by just saying plus plus plus. You can have multiple cells. Each of these cells can be used for writing code, comments, notes, and so on. Whenever you want to write code, remember, click on the cell, you will have this, and then check this option here, it will be code. If you want to go for something like a notebook, just want to write notes, write it as a markdown, then you can just write down as a markdown and say, hi, this is just a note-taking cell or a markdown cell. And all I do is press an Alt Enter. Remember, when you say Alt Enter, it will give you like a text. If you want something like, no, I don't want to use code for now. I want something like a heading. I want a heading like Introduction to Python. I want a good heading. Then you change it into a markdown again, a cell into a markdown, and say hash. If you give 2 hashes, a little smaller heading, 3 hashes, a little smaller heading, and all I say is Introduction to Python. Okay, and then all I do is Alt Enter, and can you see this creates a very nice heading like style of writing it. I can then push it to the top, so you have Introduction to Python, and then over here I'm going to start with my actual code. Of course, the first thing that I will want to do is I just want to use a Python particular built-in function called as print, print. We're going to use that print. All I have to say is print hello world, and then Alt Enter, and here we have hello world being printed. Is that very clear? We are going to understand more details as and when we proceed. Okay.